welcome back to Gazza's Koi Pond. Right, well, I've been doing a few little bits and bats throughout the week. Wednesday, midweek, I got all the filter systems cleaned out and up and running and give these fish a bit of a kick up the backside and get them out of the torpor state. And ever since then, they've been up and out around and a lot more active. So I'm going to spin camera around, take you down, let you have a look and show you what we've been up to, and then well, plans of what's coming next. Get back to you in a tick. Right guys, well, a little bit more progression in the filter house. Put my new bulb back in, and actually I thought I'd just broke the bulb, but not only did I break the bulb, I broke the inside, so I had to get a new one of these parts as well, because I broke the plastic on the inside, but it's probably been due to it being brittle and old. So I've done that, sorted that out. I've also fitted myself a little shelf in there for two air pumps to go onto, one on the first, one on the second, for the moving bed and for the aeration to the, well, bottom tray if I get one with the air as well. And then I've put another shelf in up there for all my food to go on and storage. So now the next stage is going to be making a start with the filter system. I've got one here, there's another one just out there in the garden, and the third one obviously on the pond. So the next process is going to be working through that. So I'll get back to you in a tick when we've got ourselves a little bit more room and a bit more space and a bit tidied up again. But I can't believe how much more room I've got in here now, just by getting all these up off the storage box, and everything sorted and organised for the garden side of things, and this side all nicely done for the filter side of things. Looking good so far. Get back to you in a bit. Right guys, well, seeing as though I'm doing bits and bats and just getting a few little bits sorted out in the shed, I just thought I'd give my one of my subscribers a huge shout out and a big thanks again, Mick Lawson, as your plaque which you purchased for me, mate, as a gift is in pride of place. I'm 100% sure whether that should have been the other way up or which way it should go, but I mean that looks pretty good there underneath my new shelf. First thing I see when I open my shed door to come into the filter house, mate. So thanks again, much appreciated, fella. Right guys, a little bit of alterations there. Need to put in another little piece of insulation in here and repatch this back in. The electrics have been sorted out and this is now up and running. So radio works, all powered up, all these sockets now. I'm going to be pulling these sockets down and through to the corner, then all these will be able to be plugged in on them, and then the new pumps and the new air pumps I'll be able to go in and sorted. A few bits and bats, shelf up, treatments on that I've got, food up, good to go. So like I said, next stage, starting to make the filter system, and then hopefully a small little 4-tier or 3-tier shower, and then returning that back to the pond as well. So I'll get back to you in a bit. Well, that's it as far as I'm concerned guys. These fellas are getting their asses kicked out of torpor and getting kicked into spring. Everything's back on. Ultraviolet's on, pumps are both on, filters are up and running. Time to wake up. As far as I'm concerned, this pond is back up and running, so they better like it or lump it. I've had my hand in there, it ain't that cold. When I come out, they were all up at top, putting some food on, they're all pissed off at the bottom, so I thought, right, if you're up at top and you're looking for food and you're cleaning it all up off or eating algae off the sides, I'm going to get you woke up out of this torpor for proper and get you all back into it. So I've got some serious blanket algae. I need to get it up and circulating a little bit, get it all moving around a bit and get some blanket treatment in. But I don't believe, if anybody knows anything different, I'm pretty sure you can't use cloverleaf below 10 degrees. Just let me have a look at my, let me have a look at my treatment shelf. What the hell's this say on here then? I'm sure there's something to do with temperature on this. Yeah, 10 degrees, there we go, 10 degrees water temp. So hopefully, if this weekend it gets up a little bit, gets a bit warmer, it should be good. Then we're up and all running now in there. I still need to get a piece of that tomorrow on my next site when I go back. So I've got my shed light for outside, my shed lights for inside, switch on and switch off now, my lawnmower so that I can obviously use to cut my grass. This air pump will be going in there, the 2 new pumps and a bigger air pump for the filter system. So, looking good so far. Well, as you can see guys, they've all made it through the winter. A couple of them have got a bit of cart box, but looking good. Coming up, having a little bit of wheat germ. Going to get the garden lawn cut for the first time this year, and then I'm thinking about getting the bottom of the pond vacked off, filters cleaned. There's a few bits and leaves and bits and bats on bottom, and I have a bit of a blanket weed issue just starting to grow. I don't think water temperatures are above 10 degrees, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get a treatment in, but we'll have a see what temperatures are and see what we can do. So, get back to you in a bit. If not, we'll be waiting for a few more days for it to warm up a little bit more so that we can get the blanket answer in. We've got a bit here to blanket answer there. Full tube ready to go. Some pond bonds ready to go once we've got the filters cleaned. And then I'm just going to repair this bit here and take these cables down through to this corner so that I ran them up to this side because they were all in there, but these are now just going to be used for my garden side of things, and all these banks are up and running ready to go for when we get the new pumps and new filters and such all sorted out in here. Then they're all going to be getting switched off and running. The pond system will all be running off of that then. So that bank will do them all. They'll all be on a plug, so they can all be unplugged, or I can, if you know, really needed to, I can hit this switch and then switch everything off all in one go if I needed to and isolate the whole lot. So that's all up and done and sorted, and I shall try and get the garden tidied up a little bit, getting the lawn cut. So I'll get back to you in a tick. is we've switched everything up and running again. Give the filters a good filter out. Ultraviolet back on. Got a few little bits and bats. I was going to give it a vac out, but due to the temperatures, I don't want to be stressing them too much. There's a few little bits on bottom that need to be vacuumed up and cleaned up, but water's looking nice and clean. Not perfect, but certainly better than what it was. Fish are looking good. A few of them in there with a bit of carp pops. A few of them in there that have got a couple of little, you know, bumps and bumps here, there and everywhere. And there's a few in there that are obviously I'm getting ready for getting rid of. At some point when the temperatures get a little bit warmer, I'm going to be bowling up a few of these fish. I ain't going to be asking for a lot for them, and some of them I might even just be giving away, so we'll take a look at those at a later date and we'll see what we can do. But we've got the majority of the shed completed. New shelving obviously, which you're going to see again in this video at some point. With a treatment shelf going in, a little bit of a radio. My damaged area repaired and patched back in. Cables moved back from where they needed to be back to where the I ran them, like I said. I know this is probably going to repeat myself because it'll come later on in video again, but these are the sockets now that I'm just purely used for shed lights, and also my outside shed light, lawnmower, and then obviously edge trimmer, so I've got banks of sockets that I can use for my gardening side of things without having to disturb more deer. So the next stage I've got to do is going to be ordering a couple of Verifro plumps, retro bottom drain, and all the pipework and fittings, so that I can bring this third one back in ultraviolet. Going through ultraviolet, or it'd be in through the ultraviolet into the filter system, through the filter system, returning back to the pond. And I'm also thinking of making some kind of Bakki shower, but I saw Andy's from Derby Coy's video the other day where he'd got some nice storage boxes, and he were kind enough to tell me where he got them from, so I'm hoping to get myself a few of them sort of like ordered up and get some of them in, and then make a bit of a free tier Bakki shower. But I'm trying to find or think of a way in which I can do it so that the bottom one just returns straight to the pond via some form of bottom drain of some description. But that's, that's future plans, so we'll get that taken care of once we've got the main filter system up and running. I'm hoping to perhaps maybe put a skimmer in. I don't know if I'm going to do a skimmer that's built in or whether that's one that's stood up in there somehow, some shape, because obviously there's not much point putting a skimmer in when later on in this season I hope to take this pond to the outer parameter of the blue slate there and make a nice concrete base sunk into the ground, then the stonework built up and around that, and then bring it up maybe another 1.5 foot or so and bring it up along the back edge of the fence there and breaking it up and making it a little bit deeper and raise it up out of the ground somewhat. That's the idea, that's the plan. The main thing I'm going to be struggling for is Yorkshire stone, because I want it to look natural. I don't want it to be a raised block, breeze block or brickwork. I'd prefer some natural stone like that, so I can have like a dry stone effect, but obviously built up. And that's going to be the biggest issue, because all building materials have gone through the absolute roof. They're absolutely crazy. But fish are doing good. I switched the pumps on, you'll see this later on and everything. Got everything all up and running again, kind of ultraviolet going again. It was looking a little bit greener, the water, with having it all switched off. I've got a little bit of blanket algae. It's only about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches long, but I'm waiting for the temperature to get up so that I can actually put some treatment in. But the fish have certainly become a lot more active. They're back on the wheat germ. Only every now and again I'm just giving them a little bit once a day, just to slowly ease them back into the digestive system running again. Nothing too, no protein content, so that they're not struggling to digest it. But other than koi pots and a few of them, the majority of them look good. There's the odd one that's got the one there, the dead centre. No, you can't really see it. Just zoom in a little bit. Underneath the waterfall bit there, the water return there. That one that I had troubles with last year, which just seems to have an excessive amount of slime coat on it, but it's only in random patches. Part of its body is. I think it's just a really, really bad case of carp pots. So they're active, they're up, they're about, they're moving. I'm happy with them as at present. They're all looking good, other than the usual problems for winter. So yeah, that's where we're up to. Anyway, I'll spin the camera around and I'll get back to you with a few little bits of bats. Yeah, there's the one that I'm talking about, the one in question. I mean, I'm half tempted to try some of this birth on that everybody keeps going on about and see if it helps it out a little bit. Maybe it might help out one or two others. Like this, me Yamabuki there has got little patches of tripox on its side. The other ones, you know, they've just got the odd wax a little lumpier there and everywhere, but the majority of them look pretty decent, not look too bad. Pond does need a vac off, but the rest of them are doing pretty good so far. Starting to get some new live shoots coming back through here. So plants are starting to kick in, they're starting to grow back. Got the daffodils in flower there. Plants over in the corner there that are starting to bud up and grow again. All the plants, all the leaves are starting to come back on the bushes. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, guys, it is still a little bit nippy and we could still get a good chance, but all these buds, these are all starting to bud back up. Good indication that spring's on its way when this starts to happen, but I've seen it before. Being born in March. My mother and father brought me out of the blooming hospital and they were about 2.5 foot of snow, so I've seen it snow before. It definitely snows up in the Let me just switch these shed lights on. It definitely snows up here in Yorkshire this time of year, so I'm not going to hold my breath and think that we're definitely there. But the main thing is the fish are all active, come through the winter well and looking pretty good. Constantly. So the next thing we need to do now is my filter system. Once we've got the filter system up and running, my retro bottom draining, then we'll be looking at come summer months, because I don't want to do this, I don't want to be out here digging and freezing the backside off, building a pond in the winter months or the early spring. I'd rather be doing it when it's nice and warm. I can enjoy a barbecue, have a few beers while I do it. So, right, spin camera out. So guys, yeah, there's the plans. That's what we've been up to. It's a little bit of a busy month for me this month. My birthday yesterday, my son's today, my other son's on Wednesday, so it's a busy month. There's a lot to get done family wise, so there's not much time for too much to be done with the ponds and such, but it ain't the warmest of days. It's a bit of a nip, a bit of a chill, but I think we're getting there, guys. I think spring is just around the corner. So usual thing, guys, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and you're enjoying this content, use a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and until next time, guys, keep smiling and catch you on the next one. Take it easy.